Hi merci folks, this is Elina. Today we're talking about balance between artistic and scientific aspects of artists' life and work. This video will be especially relevant to the artists in academia, however I think it will be helpful to all the practicing artists out there. In my opinion, the key is always planning, time management. Actually, I made a video on time management, it's here. I personally plan about 2 months in advance. I set milestones and then I track my progress. Of course, I did a lot of overscheduling. I have written a lot of tasks and goals that are just impossible to accomplish during a 2 months period, and I have learned from my mistakes. I have done it for years and I think now I'm getting the hang of it. I think now I'm able to more or less plan adequately and to not pursue something that I can't pursue in 2 months, for example. So I try to allocate not even time slots, but I try to balance out between my tasks. And I know that progress doesn't happen overnight. Progress, it's something that consists of many small steps. So I know if, for example, I have to read a number of books and learn certain pieces and make videos or whatever, I have to do a little bit, maybe not a little bit of everything every day, but I have to do a little bit of several things, maybe 2 things per day, every single day during a couple of weeks, first of all to track how my progress goes, and then I'm actually able to plan more and adequately build my schedule. You will probably ask, inspiration, do you always have it when you practice? Well, I can say that it comes when I'm starting to work. In most of the cases, it's gonna be there because I know that I will be practicing what I love to play the most. This is the key. I have arranged my life to actually consist of only those things that I love. It didn't happen overnight, it took me several years, but now I'm actually happy to engage in every activity I signed up for because I know that each activity is something that gets me excited. But of course, it requires one to be really honest with oneself. I didn't lie to myself about what I want to do the most, and I set up a goal to actually come to this stage of my life when I do get inspiration when I start pretty much any activity that I have in my life. One cool thing I learn from my cats, because they are always in the moment. They are engaging in what they are doing. If they are sleeping, they are not thinking about how they are gonna play later and how they're gonna run around the apartment. When they're eating, they're probably not thinking about sleeping and that they are exhausted, or when they are playing, they are engaged in this activity. And I thought that this is actually really cool because my concentration can boost. If I'm only concentrating on that one thing and I'm not thinking that, oh, I have to actually take a break when I'm working, or I think about work when I'm trying to relax, and it has always been a problem of mine because my mind functions in all the possible ways simultaneously. I think about everything and it has been driving me nuts and it was always hard to concentrate. But now I think this algorithm is working much better. I optimized a lot of things about my life. I completed certain projects that I signed up for in the past and they are done and I'm not coming back to them. I'm still completing some other ones. And I'm very careful about signing up for new things. I only commit to whatever is gonna be really beneficial for me, professionally and as an individual. Otherwise, it's going to be like it always was before. I found myself between 4 or 5 projects, artistic performing projects, at different stages of their development, and I was running those projects. So I was performing, I was inviting artists, collaborative artists, I was fundraising, and I was doing nearly all of the admin tasks. And I was working at several part-time jobs. It was really crazy. My working days were about 14 to 16 hours nearly every day. My vacations were maybe 5 days long in winter and maybe 2 weeks long in the summer at most. And I realized that this is just not healthy and this is not contributing to my lifestyle. It doesn't make my life better at the end. So I decided to really filter my activities and only do what is really gonna help me in my work, in my artistic practice, in my research, and make me a better person. Now I'm also working on shortening my actual working days. Now I stop working at around 8-9 p.m. Before, sometimes it would run up until 2-3 a.m., sometimes 5 a.m., but not so often. And that's helpful because now I can stay more in the moment when I'm actually working, because I'm not working for so many hours anymore. And my goal to actually shrink even that and stop working earlier, not at 8-9 p.m. as it is right now. I also learned speed reading. I'm a slow reader, I can confess, and well, depends on the literature, but actually I'm one of those people who need to constantly go back and reread, and then I realize that, oh, I read a paragraph and I didn't concentrate on it and I cannot remember any single word or idea, so I have to go back, reread that paragraph, and I'm exhausted, then I'm distracted. So I realized that this is not gonna work because I have to read hundreds of pages of scientific text right now. I googled, you can Google it too, it's online, you can learn speed reading. This way you read faster, you don't stop, your eye movement keeps going through every line, and I only stop when it's really necessary for me to highlight something. So for the main ideas I take notes, and then I'm thinking of how I can actually use them for my research, for my artistic practice. So when I'm looking at scientific text, I'm actually filtering methodologies that are provided by the authors, and I'm contemplating whether I can really use these in my research. If yes, I'm writing them down and experimenting. If not, I'm moving on because it's impossible to cover all the scientific texts that are in some way related to my topic. So because my research is about artistic work, the scientific and artistic aspects are really intertwined for me. It's hard to separate them really. I take notes when I practice because my research is on interpretation. I don't really practice as I used to now because I have to systematically write down cross-modal responses that I get, and this is the base for my research. So in order to analyze these processes in the future and derive the conclusions, I have to actually collect this data. It's a lot of fun. These responses have always been there, but I didn't write them down on a regular basis. I'm actually happy that I gotta do this now. So pretty much the scientific part is really integrated into the artistic work I'm doing. It's really all together. Yeah, so this is about it. Pretty much it's filtering the activities that are not beneficial for me and analyzing how the artistic and scientific aspects of my research are going to work together in the best possible way. And in order to do that, I need 100% concentration. So in order to have concentration, because it's a limited resource, we have to shrink everything else, and this is what I'm doing. I'm only concentrating on what's gonna be really helpful for me. I feel like my life quality has significantly improved. And now I do indeed have enough time to concentrate on my research and my artistic work. I hope you learned something useful from this video. Please make sure to hit that like button because it helps the YouTube algorithm recommend it to other people. Let me know in the comments which decisions have you made about improving your quality of life this year, this spring, and how you're gonna balance between different types of work and how it's going for you. Subscribe and hit the bell. I wish you to have a really blessing week. I'll see you in the next one.